Absolutely. Now moving on, let's get you some global stories. Where in what seems to be a drastic shift of stance, US President Donald Trump, as we told you earlier, has now expressed that he never had any intention of firing the Federal Reserve Chair before the end of his term next year. Now, since the start of the week, Trump has heaped pressure on Powell to cut interest rates under hopes of boosting macro growth. Now, Trump, in his most brutal criticism of the Fed Chair, called Powell a major loser and urged him to lower rates immediately. But when asked on Tuesday afternoon about the prospect of firing Powell, Trump in fact said that the press runs away with things.
Rather than moving on, meanwhile, let's also put the spotlight on some commentary then coming in from key voices. Minneapolis Fed President Kashkari has said that the uncertainty around Trump's tariff policy is going to be leading to economic pullback and a possible recession at this point if there is no resolution. So that's some key commentary coming in there. Speaking at the US Chamber Global Summit as well, Kashkari spoke of the tariff math that now may entail purchasing goods abroad at a higher price. Additionally, also referred to a scenario where even a recession could hit the US if excess nervousness gets the consumers to spend lower and as a result trigger a macro slowdown. So while that was the word from the Fed, in fact, we also had Goldman Sachs' Robert Kaplan also speaking of the confidence that he has in the central bank to act in case of an economic downturn. However, he believes that Fed Chair needs to anchor inflation expectations at this point. Additionally, also highlighted select structural changes at play in the United States, which include oil production as well as immigration.
Absolutely. Now, keeping it with the trade war space, Treasury Secretary of the US Scott Bessent has told investors in a closed-door meeting that he expects a de-escalation in Donald Trump's trade war with China in the very near future. In fact, he has even called the sky-high tariff fight between Washington and Beijing unsustainable. Bessent says that he believes the prospect of de-escalation between the economic superpowers should give the world, the markets, a sigh of relief. Now, equity markets in the US were seen staging a recovery since Bessent's remarks.